Country road, take me home to a backwoods creek down along the road. If it means no headstone, at least I'll be where I belong. I represent the country, yeah, I love the slums. Raised off in the sticks, man, this is where I come from. Love crackling cornbread, collard and corn-fed. Southern by the grace of God, and when I'm gone, country dead. I ride them dirt roads, sometime to reach that destination. Ducked off in Jones Wood, it's like I'm always on vacation. Blaze up the bonfire, calling up my country folk. Just filled up that mason jar, light the pine and take a smoke. It's all good, we all fine. They Marcus brought the moonshine. Kid Rock in the dashboard, peaches shaking in the moonlight. It's something about them back roads stretching out across the county line. It takes me back to my days of young when my grandma was my sunshine. I love all the things that the country bring. Backwood riding little country lane on the front porch with my girl and kids. Cause the smell of beneath the country rain may not mean that much to some, but to me it's where my heart belongs. I'm calling on them country roads, them the ones that take me home. Country road, take me home, to a backwoods creek down along the road. Sideways down that old dirt road. If it means no headstone, at least I'll be where I belong.
Them country roads mean a lot to me. Georgia Mountains, Carolinas, Cherokee, Smoky Mountains in the hills of Tennessee. If you're like me, you probably agree it's like something good, like something sweet, like something great, like Mama's tea. Raised to be how I wanted to be. At the end of the road, the sunsets were free. Not trying to put down no city, but these country roads are so pretty. Times I feel so young for what I know, and there's no place like home. I like to hear some creek water flowing down. That's the road I'm going. Hell yeah, that's where I belong. While we're getting there, we all singing along.
Country road, take me home, to a backwoods creek down along the road. Sideways down that old dirt road. If it means no headstone, at least I'll be where I belong. Country road,
evening and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. I know it's this truck series, but guess what, BJ? We gotta do something to get these viewers in here.
We do.
It's the Xfinity series here tonight. Yes, it's been edited, it's been changed, the name on it. Hey, Brett did what he had to do, right?
Yeah.
He got it recorded this week, right?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Ooh, how about it? Well, you know what? We thought 150 laps was fun last night. We're going to add 25 more laps to it here at Nashville, BJ, with 16 drivers here tonight for Nashville 175.
That is right, 175 laps here tonight. Stage break on lap number 70. It's going to be fun. It's going to be an exciting race. And going into tonight, as we roll over into qualifying, these drivers all have 2 laps to put down the best time they possibly can. But as we roll over and wait on the drivers to do just that, rolling off in first tonight in points, it's going to be Adam Lancaster. Brandon Robertson is in second. Michael Robinson third. Radburn Shutters fourth, and then tied for fifth is Scott Fritz and Brad Neer. Going into tonight, we have just 50 points separating our top 6 drivers. And first on track here in qualifying, it is Robbie Richards. You know, Steve, he's had a bit of a monkey on his back here lately. He's been fighting it, trying to get some good finishes. Seems like every time he's running up front, the bad luck seems to find him, and he finds his way backwards towards the end of the race.
Well, maybe tonight could be the night that changes his all form, as right now he's on top of the charts. Only driver to go out as qualified. But now, Sean Kostritza into 46 takes over top of the point from there. And now, Doug Neal into 77 machine out front. Bryce Hunter into 9 from Kansas City, Missouri is out there. Tony Iverson to 72 cars out there. We also have Brandon Robertson and Darius Boyd out on track. Neal, Richards, Kostritza, Hunter, and Iverson. Your top 5 right now on top of charts with now Radburn Shutters going quick time with a 19.04.
Radburn Shutters continuing that momentum that he has been carrying lately. He has been on an absolute tear along with his teammate of James Silvers in the 33. So right now he is quick time. We'll see what Nate Maurer can put down here with his laps. So I believe he's just taking the green flag for his in a 971 out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Oh, look at him get a little loose there. Slides the rear end up against the wall. Justin Winters on track now in car number 7 from Henderson, Kentucky. Justin Winters in the 7. 8 drivers have qualified so far. Darius Boyd, 8th on the charts. Tony Iverson, 7th. 6th is Bryce Hunter. Sean Kostritza in 5th. Into turn number 1. These cars look like they go a little wider in the turns than the trucks do, BJ.
Yeah, they definitely do. You know, these cars to have a little bit more weight in the rear end of them, so it's going to allow them to, you know, have a little bit more grip through the corners, keeps the back end down on the track a little bit more. The trucks, they've got that long rear end. There's fuel cell, yes, it's all the way back at the back, but the center of gravity is completely different, which causes them to bounce through the corners a little bit more. So these guys here are able to stick it down more. It's going to allow them to run a much different line and a much faster line than what we saw with the trucks last night.
So Winters goes 3rd quick. Nate Maurer goes 9th quick on the truck right now in the 0-1. From Leonardtown, it is Scott Fritz. Scott Fritz in the 0-1. James Silvers in the 33 on track now. Scott Fritz comes to take his first time lap. First time is 11th quick. James Silvers in the 33 machine from Waynesville, North Carolina. BJ sounds like he's hammering something on the mic.
Interesting.
Anyway, dum, dum, dum. Look at Scott Fritz. He goes third quick. That pushes Winners down to fourth. Coming out, turn number 4 to complete his first time lap to 33 of James Silvers. He goes 6 quick. Tyler Evans into 22 from Waynesville, North Carolina. Silvers coming to complete his second lap. Tyler Evans was 13 quickest on that lap. Silvers goes to the top 5. Well, the 22 got a little loose off turn number 4 there. Like he made a little contact with the outside wall. He will stay 13th quick. So right now the rundown is Radburn Shutters, Doug Neal, Scott Fritz, Justin Winters, James Silvers, Brandon Robertson, Robbie Richards, Sean Kostritza, Bryce Hunter, and Tony Iverson. Your top 10. You got Nate Maurer, Darius Boyd, and Tyler Evans. The 13 drivers who have qualified here tonight. Right now, Michael Robinson has not made a time lap. Neither has Jeremiah Hobbs or Jason Collins. Michael Robinson now making his way onto the track in car number 88 from Riverside, California.
Yeah, he rolls into tonight sitting second in points. Be looking, or is that Brandon Robertson? I always get those two mixed up for some reason. Nah, he sits third in points. He's rolling into tonight sitting in third in points. Brandon Robertson in second points. He'll be looking to get a good qualifying position here. You know, the top 3, none of them are quite out of it yet. None of them in the top 6 are really quite out of the points chase. All they got to do is get a stage win or 2, a race win or 2, and the other drivers have a bad night. Doesn't take a whole lot for positions to jump his first time around. He goes 11th quick. See what he can do here on a second lap. He will go 7th.
Well, 14 drivers are now qualified. Hobbs and Collins, the only drivers have not qualified, as qualifying will be rolling to a close of about 3.5 minutes. So that being said, here at Nashville, BJ playing some crickets in the background.
I don't know what you keep hearing.
I hear crickets.
I don't hear any noise.
You don't hear crickets? Do you not have crickets at your house?
Yeah, outside, but I don't hear anything going on right now. Like, that's why I'm like, what are you hearing?
I'm hearing you. Hearing your, I guess, mouth touch the mic.
No, I got a good 2 inches.
There's the crickets.
Why? Okay, so why is my mic so sensitive? I take my headset off. I can barely hear them outside. Barely. I'm currently trying to figure out why my mic is so sensitive right now. That's why I keep hitting the mute button. I'm like, what's going on?
How about it? Right now, your top 5 is Shutters, Neal, Fritz, Witters, and Silvers. Your top 5 in qualifying so far. Last night, Keith Hackney picking up his 4th win of the season in the Truck Series. So 16 drivers tonight.
Alright, let's try that. I tried making an adjustment to my microphone. Hopefully it won't pick up quite as much, and hopefully I don't cut out.
There's Jeremiah Hobbs on the track. He's currently 17th quick. Jeremiah Hobbs at a 17. Chirp, chirp.
Nah, see, that one wasn't me because I didn't even light up that time. I'm watching it.
It's not me. I don't have crickets inside my house.
I'll have it inside. Not this time. Sometimes I do, but not this time.
Maybe it's crickets at track because they're just with the crickets again.
Maybe.
As he's going to put just some extra laps down. Get a little time in. 15 drivers out of 16 have qualified. 40 seconds left on the board for qualifying. There's crickets.
I'm trying to figure out why my mic is so sensitive tonight. I've changed it 3 times now, decreased it 3 times. I do apologize. It's a work in progress. I don't know what's going on with it. I haven't touched anything.
Well, it's probably the crickets chirping because they know Bryce Hunter ain't gonna win.
Hey, never know. It could be.
All right, qualifying now over. Here is your results on the board. Radburn Shutters, Doug Neal, Scott Fritz, Justin Winters, and James Silver's your top 5. Here's your starting lineup for the Nashville 175 on the front row. The Cornerstone Motorsports, car number 44 is Radburn Shutters, and to his outside, this Inbox Motorsports, car number 77 is Doug Neal.
Starting inside of row number 2 from T-Berry Motorsports, the 01 of Scott Fritz. To his outside, Elite Motorsports, number 7, Justin Winters.
And your third row inside the Cornerstone Motorsports, car number 33 is James Silvers. To the outside, Hillside New England, car number 2 is Brennan Robertson.
Michael Robertson from the Empire Motorsports, number 81 on the inside of row number 4. To his outside, Robbie Richards in the 12.
Row number 5 from the Wolf Pumps, car number 46 is Sean Kostritza. To his outside, the Pioneer Racing, car number 9, it's Bryce Hunter.
Row number 6 on the inside from Elite Motorsports is the 17 of Jeremiah Hobbs. To his outside from Iverson Motorsports, the 72, Tony Iverson.
And your 7th row to the inside, it's Inbox Motorsports, car number 971 is Nate Bauer. To his outside, Hills from the Plains, and car number 10 is Darius Boyd.
And in our 8th and final row on the inside from Cornerstone Motorsports, the 22 of Tyler Evans. And nobody to his outside because Jason Collins, I believe, is in the admin booth tonight.
Alrighty.
We'll find out for sure, though, because he did race earlier in the season in the Xfinity Series. Just waiting on these guys to roll off of pit road. That time I just heard a cricket. I think he's right outside my window. That dirty rat. I just heard him that time. Unfortunately, I sit right underneath my window with my computer. It's the only place it fits in my room. I have a very, very tiny room.
That's right, size of a closet.
That's about accurate.
Hey, actually, sleep standing up. The bed's leaning against the door.
It's got a slight tilt to it. I mean, it's enough I can rest against it.
All right, Barney, letting the drivers know we got 1 to go.
Radburn Shutters continuing that momentum that he has had lately, starting on pole. To his outside is the 77 of Doug Neal. Can Radburn Shutters pull it off tonight? Can Scott Fritz get another good run and get back up on the podium where he was earlier in the season? Time will tell. Pace car is off. Fields in the hands of Radburn Shutters. Green flag is out. Shutters on the loud pedal. Good start for Doug Neal on his outside. Those 6 right there with him. Done in turn number 1. Give the advantage to Radburn Shutters by about 2 car lengths. Scott Fritz right back up there into 3rd, though. Those 3 drivers now single file it out. Sitting in 4th right now is James Silvers from Cornerstone. He's already up 1 position from where he started. He started in 5th. The inside row gave him the advantage. Moves his way into 4th. That's going to move Justin Winters into 5th.
As you look right now, the 2 machine of Brandon Robertson battling momentarily with the 88 and Michael Robinson. And then you have Robbie Richards on the outside trying to look in there. It's the top. This single foul throughout this track. BJ, that doesn't look as racy as the Truck Series did last night in the beginning. But we're single filed out right now.
No, it does not look near as racy. However, we do have 20 laps longer to the stage break. Information that we have shows that it's on lap number 70. So these drivers, they have more time to get things figured out. They have more time to race calmly. Smaller field, too. Only 16 drivers in this field. So the majority of the field will come out with stage points. So I expect more battling to be happening back between from the 8th to the 16th positions here in this race. About halfway through the stage right now, I see everybody single filed out, taking it nice and easy. We saw last night how difficult this track can be with the rough patch on the inside. Almost everybody on the track is running a little bit higher right now. Tyler Evans, he's down on the bottom. You see him down there back in the back. The only driver really hugging that yellow line is Tyler Evans.
As they're coming out turn number 4, we're fixing complete lap number 6 here at Nashville. On lap number 7. As right there you see a little tad of battle going on. Oh. Who was that? That was the 17 to the inside. That's Jeremiah Hobbs. And Sean Kostritza battling side by side. That's for 10th and 11th on the board.
Yeah, Hobbs, he struggled a little bit the last couple of weeks, especially at the road courses. Definitely showed the road courses are not his strong suit. Tonight, he's working to try to have a better run. Right now, he sits within the top 10 and doing all right here at Nashville. A little bit of a bobble out of that car, but nothing too major. Right now, our top 5 still sits. Radburn Shutters, Doug Neal, Scott Fritz, James Silvers, and Justin Winters.
As you see drivers coming out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. We complete lap number 9 on lap number 10. 165 laps to go to the conclusion of this race here at Nashville. Radburn Shutters continues to lead. Doug Neal in the second spot in the 77. And Scott Fritz, your top 3. James Silvers there in the 33. As we're about 4 car lengths behind Scott Fritz at that 3rd spot. Then you have Justin Winters in the 7 machine in the hip pocket of James Silvers. As they go down the back straightaway, there is Brandon Robertson. Michael Neal there in the 88. There is Robbie Richards in the 12 machine.
And James Silvers, we see him allowing the top 3 to pull away from him, but I wouldn't count him out. We've seen him do it several times on the shorter tracks. Takes it easy at the early stages of the stage, and then later on in the stage, he's sat back, he saved his tires, didn't push the car, and then later in the stage we see him get a better run. I expect to see the same out of him here tonight.
Radburn Shutters has led all 13 laps so far here, with Doug Neal in his hip pocket and Scott Fritz. And throughout the field, there's the Michael Robinson. There's Sean Kostritza in the 46. There is Nate Maurer currently running in 12th. Then Tony Iverson and Darius Boyd. They're battling for 13th and 14th on the board. There is Tyler Evans. Then meanwhile, out of turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway, your top 3. Shutters, Neal, Fritz.
And look at the different line being run from the top 3. You had Radburn Shutters through 3 and 4. He was down on the bottom. Fritz and Neal up higher. Here goes Justin Winters, the inside of James Silvers. Not able to make it stick there. Not able to make it happen. Now the battle going on for a second. That's Scott Fritz, the inside of Doug Neal. Gets position out of turn number 4. Top 3 now sits Shutters, Fritz, and Neal as they head down into turns number 1 and 2.
Out number 2 down the back straightaway. The 33 of Justin Winters, or 33 of James Silvers. Justin Winters in that 5th spot there. Tony Iverson had a little boo-boo there. He's fallen back to 15th with Radburn Shutters in sight. As Tony Iverson going to battle to stay on the lead lap. There's Robbie Richards in the 12 machine. Brandon Robertson putting heavy pressure on them. They go to turn number 1, coming out turn number 2. Look at Richards start to pull away from Robertson.
You know, one thing that we're seeing here that we did not see last night is already on lap number 20. Lap traffic is going to be coming into play here for the leader of Radburn Shutters. We had a couple of cautions by this time already for the truck series. These guys in the Xfinity, you know, they're a lot calmer, a lot less cars on the track as well for them to deal with, for these drivers to fight around. Everybody's single filed out. It's allowed. Oh, and a caution flag is going to wave. Bryce Hunter involved in this one.
Let's see what happened to Bryce. Did he lose talent? Oh no, he got a little help.
Like 17 of Jeremiah Hobbs just got a little bit tight there coming across the bumps and pushed up from that camera angle anyways. I just had a little bit of a run into the corner too and didn't get it slowed down in time. The 9 car right above the... Whoop. Say the 17 of Jeremiah Hobbs got a little bit throttle happy there and got back into the gas a bit sooner than Bryce Hunter did, and just tagged the left rear of him.
Well, one thing you can say, BJ, you know, last night, if the wreck started, it was bumper cars. At least tonight.
Oh.
Hey, so far, fingers crossed.
Drivers are avoiding each other.
That's right.
But, yeah, that is right. Last night, whenever we'd see a car wreck, they either wouldn't hold their brakes, would roll up in front of traffic, or the traffic coming forgot where the brakes were, it seemed like. When we were at a demolition derby, it was hammer down, full throttle. Hope I survive out of this one.
Well, right now, your top 5 looking like this. Radburn Shutter, Scott Fricks, Doug Dill, James Silvers, Justin Winters. 6 is Robbie Richards, Tyler Evans, Michael Robinson, Nate Maurer, and Brandon Robertson. Your top 10. Darius Boyd making his first pit stop down there, with Sean Kostritza in 11th, Bryce Hunter in 12th, Jeremiah Hobbs in 14th, Darius Boyd in 13th, Tony Iverson in 14th, and Jeremiah Hobbs is actually in 15th. The lights should go out of the pace car this time when they hit the start-finish line.
And Jeremiah Hobbs receiving the penalty for that caution. And that is the reason for him now falling back in to that 15th position from that caution. Bryce Hunter, a little bit of a benefit, got a little bit of benefit out of that one there. Tony Iverson, Darius Boyd never did get by him, so that allowed him to stay at least in that 12th position.
Well, the field's in the hands of Radburn Shutters. Pace car makes a hard left-hand turn. Radburn's fixed to be on the lap, and we're back to racing here at Nashville on lap number 26. So we have 149 laps to go. Your first caution, with just one caution, out so far here tonight, as they're side by side for the race lead. Fritz to the outside of Shutters to the inside. We complete lap number 26. Radburn Shutters to the inside there. He will clear the 0-1. The 33 Silvers have to get in the brakes, not to get in the back of the 0-1 of Scott Fritz there. Doug Neal has fallen back to 4th on that restart. James Silvers battling with, Justin Winters battling with Robbie Richards. That's a battle for 5th and 6th on the board. Winters to the inside, Richards to the outside. Give Richards that 5th spot there. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Now the cars are starting to single file out. It's up a little further back. You see Tony Iverson and Sean Kostritza there. They're battling for 12th and 13th. Single file, taking their time till the first stage break here tonight.
Yes, they are. They are narrowing down on the halfway mark of stage number 1. This time around, instead of 3 drivers pulling away, it is 2 drivers. We got Radburn Shutters and Scott Fritz starting to pull away little by little from James Silvers, who has made his way into 3rd. Radburn Shutters, though, in the lead, still continues to stay smooth, tending to run, for the most part, a little bit lower line than what we've seen in caution. It's going to wave on the track once again. It looks like Bryce Hunter involved again.
Nate got shot in the shorts there.
Yes, he did. Looks like Bryce come up across the nose of Nate Maurer. He is going to claim the fault for that caution. .46 of Sean Kostritza. Saw a hard checkup out of him there. And then Hunter just continues to slide up the track off turn number 2 across the nose of Maurer there. Driver behind Nate Maurer just with nowhere to go, no chance to react, just punts him. I do feel like that just added insult to injury for Bryce Hunter, even, as that just put all that momentum into the 9 machine.
Tough luck for that young man. For second caution tonight. Caution number 2. Still for the same driver. First and second caution, Bryce Hunter.
Well, did I just see a puff of smoke out of that 9 machine? I feel like I did. Uh-oh. What our top 5 looks like this now. Radburn Shutter, Scott Fritz, James Silvers, Robbie Richards, and Justin Winters in the top 5. Driver that was running in second place earlier started in second, now sits in 11th. That is the 77 of Doug Neal. He's one of the drivers that took a pit stop. Most of the entire top 6, rather, have still not pitted from 7th place on back, have pitted for tires, fuel, both, or even repairs to some of those machines. You know, even though we haven't had cautions, we've still had a little bit of damage accumulated on these drivers. You know, some of them bouncing off the wall, coming off the turns. There's a lot of momentum coming off the turns. A lot of the cars are bouncing around, hitting the bottom side of the track, shoving them up the track. You know, something that I expect to see quite a bit are numbers being rubbed off the right side of the cars, not from other cars quite as much as the wall. Pace car heading off at turn number 4 right here, though.
All right, the field's in the hands of the 44 Radburn Shutters as he's fixing to lay the hammer down. We're back to racing. Good start there for Radburn Shutters. The 0-1 of Scott Fritz in second, James Silvers in third. There's Robbie Richards in that 4th spot. Justin Winters right now with the top 5. A little further back as he lost 2 wide action. The 88 of Michael Robinson and the 2 of Brandon Robertson side by side. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Sean Kostritza there to 46, looking to stick his nose underneath the 88 Michael Robinson. As they come out turn number 2, they're still side by side. Go ahead and give it to Sean Kostritza going into turn number 3. The 88 of Robertson. Starting to lose some ground here as the 77 of Doug Neal gets around him. And then you have the 17 of Jeremiah Hobbs in the hip pockets of Michael Robinson, who's fallen back to 10th. But meanwhile, it's the Radburn Shutter Show. We've seen this race after race where he's been up front at the early stages. And you know what? Justin Winters is looking really racy here tonight. He's on the outside of the 12 machine. The 12 pushes up a little bit. Winters almost gave him a little shot in the shorts there.
It's good heads-up racing by Justin Winters to not get in the back of Robbie Richards. Richards on a really good run here tonight as he sits in 4th. you know, you can't help but feel for the guy. You can't help but hope for him to get a good run. You know, he's shown that he's got a fast car. He's shown that he's got the ability to run up front, and then things just happen to go against him in some of these races, especially closer to the end of the race. We saw it last night in the Truck Series. Was having a really good run, was running top 3, and just got collected by a little bit of coating. Was having one of the turns right there at the end of the race, bringing up one of our green-white checkered situations. Really tough break for that 12 machine of Robbie Richards tonight. Off to another good start, sitting in 4th.
We look at Brandon Robertson. He's battling now with Justin Witters. That's the battle for 5th on the track. Robertson to the inside. Witters on the out. Witters going to have advantage in turns 3 and 4. Coming out turn number 4. They're still side by side, but given to Witters at the line. There you see Sean Kostritz in the 46. Oh, the 77 of Doug Neal locked him up there. Look at here. It's a hornet's nest. That's those 4, 6, 7th, and 8th on the board. Kostritz goes really high. That's going to allow Doug Neal to the inside. Down the front straightaway. We're on lap number 43 out of 175. Doug Neal claims over that 7th spot now.
3 different lines being used through those turns, though. Brandon Robertson, Doug Neal, and Sean Kostritz, all 3 of those drivers appear to be on fresh set of tires over all of the drivers in front of them. You know, last night we heard from Keith Hackney at the end of the race that didn't really feel like the tires were as good on the short run as what they were on the long run. Could that come into play again tonight? Could we see that same thing? Our top 5 drivers have not yet pitted. Everybody from 6th place down to 9th place is pitted, and Tyler Evans is not, and everybody behind him has pitted. So right now our drivers in the top are drivers that have not taken any tires. They have not taken fuel, and right now they are pulling away.
Well, Radburn Shutters pulling away to about a 6-car length advantage. Look at Shutters off of 2. He just fires off of there. He has about a 10-car length advantage over Scott Fritz in that 2nd spot there. Scott looks like he's holding up James Silvers and Robbie Richards a little bit as they come down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Silvers takes a different line entering turn number 1 as they exit turn number 2 down the back straightaway. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th there. You throw a blanket over. Then you got a little further back, you got the 7 of Winners, who's currently running into 5th position with Doug Neal now looking to the inside. I'm better of it. He'll get back in line going into turn number 1. On lap number 48 here at Nashville. You're watching the Bluegrass Xfinity Series. Look a little further back there, you see Darius Boyd at 10. He's battling with Michael Robinson. Into the inside, into turn number 3. They're side by side. Coming out of turn number 4, go ahead and give it to Darius Boyd. And now look at the 72, Tony Iverson. He's a couple laps down. Missing the hood on that car there with some damage on it. Well, there is Bryce Hunter. He came in the show, came into it like he was a wrecking ball. Been in 2 cautions, the only 2 cautions so far here tonight. We're on lap number 50. Radburn Shutters is your race leader here at Nashville.
Shutters just continuing to do what we've seen him do week after week for the last half of the season. It seems like just leading the way right now. You know, we made comments early in the season of Scott Fritz being the bridesmaid of the Xfinity Series. You know, he had 3 second-place finishes in a row to 3 different winners, and right now he sits in 2nd place yet again. We'll see what he can do here later in the race, but James Silvers appears to be doing exactly what I had talked about earlier. Right now, he is faster than what Scott Fritz has been for the most part. Showing that speed here later in the run, like he was saving tires earlier in the run where the top 3 were pulling away from him. Now he is the faster one between him and drivers in front, such as Scott Fritz. Radburn Shutters still, though, he is on the move, man. He is the fastest car on the tracks. We look off of the left rear of Robbie Richards. That is Doug Neal right behind him, our 2nd place qualifier. He's working his way back to the field and quick.
Definitely quick right now. Now you look at Scott Fritz. He's pulled away from Silvers. So third's falling back a little bit. Fritz has right about a 5-car length advantage over third place. As you look at Robbie Richards looking to the inside of the 33. That goes into turn number 1, pulls alongside him. Oh, there. That's them two balance going to allow the 77 of Doug Neal to close up in the hip pocket there. As they come out turn number 4, we're on lap number 56. Radburn Shutters try to put on the clinic here at Nashville. He has around about 10-car length advantage over Scott Fritz. Look at Robbie Richards now, looking to the inside of James Silvers into turn number 3. Side by side, they push up the track a little bit, coming out of turn number 4. As you see the 77 of Doug Neal now to the outside of the 12, going into turn number 1. Right now, it seems like the inside line is not the preferred line right now, as the fastway is right about the middle up there. There you see the two of Brandon Robertson and Justin Winters, who was running 5th first part of this race, is now falling back to 7th. Sean Kostritza there in that 46 machine, currently running 8th. Jeremiah Hobbs in 9th, and 10th is Tyler Evans. A little further back, you see Darius Boyd battling with Nate Maurer in a 971. That's for 11th and 12th. Maurer to the outside of Boyd. Boyd with a good run off of turn number 4 on the inside there. Bryce Hunter directly behind him. But there is your race leader. He's coming out turn number 4. And look, there's Michael Robinson coming out of turn number 2.
As it stands right now, Shutters with about a 1.5 lead over Fritz. Our biggest mover in the field right now, sitting in the top 10, that is Tyler Evans, one of the Cornerstone Motorsports drivers. You know, right now we've got 2 Cornerstone Motorsports in the top 3. We got 1 in 10th. Good run going for those guys. Tyler Evans, he might have had a little bit of a connection issue there. Blinked out and came back. He's still in that position for a second there. I thought maybe he had wrecked past. A little 3-way battle going on for that third position. Give it to Robbie Richards down into 1. Silver's now going to fall in line behind him. It's going to check up the 77 of Doug Neal.
Now look at Winters balancing outside of Brandon Robertson as they come out turn number 4. We're on lap number 63. As Robbie Richards down in that 3rd spot. James Silvers is followed back to 4th. Doug Neal in 5th. Then you have Brandon Robertson, Justin Winters, Sean Kostritza, Tyler Evans, Nate Maurer. Your top 10 here at Nashville as of right now.
Just 7 laps to go to the end of the stage. Right about 6.5 actually, as Radburn Shutters, actually now he's headed out of turn number 4. He is flying around the track. Considerable gap between him and Scott Fritz. You can see him up there just barely, as he's already halfway down the back straightaway by the time Fritz makes it out of turn number 2. You know, we've seen him do this week after week after week. He's only came home with a couple of wins. His teammate James Silver's come home with a couple of them as well. Cornerstone Motorsports drivers, they have been on an absolute tear here lately. Radburn Shutter seems to have the early race run. James Silver seems to have the later race run for the Cornerstone Motorsports drivers. But, you know, you got to give it to Radburn Shutters coming on so strong here later in the season.
Definitely that 44 machine. He's looked strong at almost every racetrack they have unloaded at here this season. As you see him coming out turn number 4 down the front straightaway with complete lap number 67 of 175. There is James Silvers, his teammate, currently running in 4th. Scott Fritz there is your second place driver right now. As he heads into turn number 3, there's Robbie Richards into 12. There's Bryce Hunter in the 9 with Nate Maurer. That's 9th and 10th on the board. So you see where Bryce is at the flag stand. There's Radburn Shutters coming out of turn number 4.
Shutters was quickly closing in on those guys. However, we have just finished lap number 70. I expect to see the caution flag wave here. Haven't heard anything yet. That should have been the stage according to our information.
Well, to complete it, we're on lap 70, so
oh yeah, we got to complete lap 70. There it is. Hey, I'm a lap early. My bad. Rookie mistake.
Kids these days.
Our top 10 here on the stage there. Radburn Shutters rolls off the win. Scott Fritz 2nd. Robbie Richards 3rd. James Silvers 4th. Brandon Robertson 5th. Justin Winter 6th. Sean Kostritza 7th. Doug Neal 8th. Nate Maurer 9th. And Bryce Hunter, with a decent recovery after being involved in 2 wrecks, brings his way back into the top 10. He will receive one of the bonus points for the stage. Radburn Shutters receiving the most, though, at 10, going down to Bryce Hunter receiving 1. Radburn Shutters gets himself yet another playoff point. Absolutely been tearing up the season. I'd like to see some stats on who has the most stage wins, because right now I'd bet you it's Radburn Shutters.
It's somebody. As the drivers are down pit road, the 2 of Brandon Robertson be first off the track there, onto the track. First off pit road. Look at Scott Fritz. Shutters comes out 3rd. He'll lose 2 positions. As you see Tony Iverson getting the lap back.
Was a little unexpected out of Radburn Shutters there. Not real sure, but my guess would be he had a little bit of trouble getting on and off pit road. Compared to Scott Fritz, he was a second slower on that lap as a total, so I would say it took him a second to get squared up into a stall the way he needed to be. Maybe overshot it a little bit, braked a little bit too early. Brandon Robertson only taking fuel on that pit stop. Interesting strategy here. He did pit earlier in the race and took tires. So now at this time he takes only fuel, puts him on the pole position. We've seen some interesting strategies out of the number 2 garage before this season work out in his favor. Can he do it again here tonight in the Can-Am number 2? Really interesting choice.
Well, let's see. Does Bryce Hunter continue to drive like he came in like a wrecking ball? I mean, he's 2 for 2 for the cautions.
Oh, Bryce, oh, Bryce, oh, Bryce.
I mean, I'm not saying they were all his fault. I'm just saying. 50% was his fault, 50% wasn't. How about that?
Can I say it was his fault just because I want to?
That's up to you.
Gotta give Bryce a hard time.
It's hard to believe he finished 2nd at points.
The rate his season is going, it definitely is hard to believe, but he has had a pretty rough go of it. Seems like he gets collected in a caution, or is the caution at some point in time just about every week in that number 9 machine. Luck has not gone his way this week. Brandon Robertson chooses the outside. Pace car is off. Going to bring us back to the green. The field is in his hands. Green flag is out. He's going to bring James Silvers right along with him to the outside of Scott Fritz. Fritz with a massive run down into turn number 1. Give the lead to Fritz out of turn 2.
Down the back straightaway, the 2 of Brandon Robertson falling back quick. There you see in his hip pocket the 7 of Justin Winters. Winters kind of being held up there as they come down the front straightaway. The 44 of Radburn Shutters to the inside of Brandon Robertson. The 7 now gets to the inside of Brandon Robertson there, trying to make a move. That's for 4th on the track. as they head into turn number 3. Winners to the inside, Robertson's out. Look at the 77. He's going to make it 3 wide out turn number 4. Ooh!
Oh, heavy contact in that 3 wide situation sends the 77 sailing, catches other drivers. Unfortunate. Stritzel looking very angry right there, just sliding down the track. Off the corner, you see Brandon Robertson all the way up to the top. Doug Neal looks like he tries to come up. Gap just not there. It's gonna do it in for Brandon Robertson. See smoke coming out of the engine bay of that machine. Nearly 4 wide there, actually. Sean Kostritza was the driver that got hit hard and sent to the inside wall. Unfortunate for several drivers. Several drivers losing the front bumper on that. And that'd be some whiplash for some of them drivers, fast as they got changed in direction right there.
Oh, there's Bryce.
Bryce once again. Man, can't you keep yourself out of trouble?
I thought he was. I didn't know he was involved. Let's see.
I'm going to look actually. Do the same. Been on pit road for a good while now. Looks like he did receive contact out of that. Oh, no, he didn't. He did not receive any contact. He got through that.
Well, how about that? Half the field with damage. Only 6 right now. Scott Fritz, your race leader. There's James Silver. Radbird Shutters at 3rd. Justin Winters at 4th. And there's Robbie Richards. And how about that? Tyler Evans started dead last, currently running at 6th. There is Darius Boyd in 7th. Nate Maurer currently running in 8th. Michael Robinson coming down pit road in the 88 machine. Look at Tony Iverson. Back on lead lap. Heavy damage to the front end of that car.
Well, it's a nice international sitting there. I think heavy damage might be an understatement, but one thing I will put money on is he's got the coolest engine right now. It's got the most airflow getting to that thing. I like the chest.
And he's running in 7th.
Yeah. Yeah, it just goes to prove right there. I talked about it last night. The aero not super important at this track for these cars. It being a shorter track, tighter corners, we don't have the high speeds that we normally would see at the half miles and larger, where the draft will really come into play. It's all about driver. What can you get the best line? What line works best for you? What line works best for your cars, your tire state? Who can save the best? It's what it really comes down to. And right now, we see it kind of working for Tony Iverson, even without the front end. But lights are out. Pace car is diving off, doubled back up. Scott Fritz chooses the outside. He's got James Silvers to his inside this time. Brings us back to the green goods. Starting for Scott Fritz. He's going to bring Justin Winters along with him. Now James Silvers battling back to the inside. He's in second, right up to the back bumper of Scott Fritz. He's going to back off coming out of turn number 2. Give the position back to Justin Winters on the outside.
Out of turn number 4, coming down the front straightaway. Winters in that second spot. James Silvers in 3rd. Scott Fritz started to pull away from Justin Winters. Winters in that green numbered 7 machine there. As you see, James Silvers in the 33. The 12 machine of Robbie Richards. He was high there in 3 and 4. Good battles going on right there in 5th and 6th. The 44 Radburn Shutters to the inside of the 22 of Tyler Evans, who started last, is up to 4th. Up 11 spots this race. As see, Evans goes way high to 12, looking to make it 3 wide out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, look at the 17 of Jeremiah Hobbs. He takes over that 5th position as Tyler Evans falls back to 6. Robbie Richards in that 7th spot. There's Tony Iverson. He's keeping up with these guys. Racing pretty good there. He goes to the outside of the 12 of Robbie Richards. Now he falls back a little bit. The 88 of Michael Robinson to his inside. As they go into turn number 1, we're at lap number 89 of 175. As now look at Justin Winters closing up to the hip pocket of your race leader. Coming down turn number 4, we complete lap number 89 of 175. You're watching the Nashville 175, the Bluegrass Xfinity Series. Looks like turns 1 and 2 is really good for Scott Fritz. 3 and 4 has been really good for Justin Winters. Winter closes up on the 0-1 as you see him exit turn number 4 there. Into turn number 1. This is where Scott Fritz really pulls away from Justin Winters here. The top 2 drivers are pulled away from James Silvers, who's currently running in 3rd. His teammate Radburn Shutters in 4th, and Jeremiah Hobbs in 5th right now.
A good run going for Jeremiah Hobbs to make his way into the top 5. He's up 6 positions from the start of this race. But right now, the storyline is Scott Fritz and Justin Winters. Those 2 drivers running nose to tail for the race lead and just continuing to gap the Cornerstone Motorsports drivers behind them. Great run going for these 2, just absolutely flying around this track. At 10th that time by 2/10 quicker than the Cornerstone Motorsports drivers in 3rd and 4th. Fritz Winters doing a really good job right now to continue their pace, keep up their momentum, and just continue to gap the rest of the field. However, one thing to keep in mind is their tires. We saw it last night. The tire wear is a big deal here. Unless your name is Keith Hackney, apparently the tire wear is a big deal. The track is very rough. These drivers start bouncing all over the place. It causes these tires to get a little bit of wear in them, a little bit more slide to them with these cars bouncing. They're losing grip. These drivers that are up in the front just running away from the rest of the field, that can't be good for their tires.
Yeah. As you look on the nose cam of the 7 of Justin Winters, see him come out turn number 4 there down the front straightaway. That camera really close to that concrete there, or asphalt.
Really good shot to show just how rough this track is, man. These cars are bouncing all over the place, especially down on the bottom line, right through the middle of 3 and 4 there. It looks like it doesn't matter where you go. There's a really big bump there. Bit surprised at how rough this track actually is, to be honest with you. Caution flag waving once again. I'll say it's for the 2 machinists. No, never mind, because he went pit side for a blown motor earlier.
The 22 of Tyler Evans. All comes down on the 72, and around he goes. Bryce almost made it. 4 for 4. Almost.
Oh, almost.
He's trying to go for a clean sweep tonight.
It's not really a clean sweep that I would go for, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You got sponsors on that car. You want to get their names out. You want your car to get noticed, and you ain't winning the race. You ain't got the car to win the race. You might as well get their names out there somehow.
As you see, Justin Winters coming down pit road. Quite a few drivers: Robbie Richards, Bryce Hunter, Tony Iverson, Nate Maurer, Darius Boyd, and Brandon Robertson all in the pits right now. First off pit road will be Winters. He will join the track and join the field in 8th position. So Scott Fritz, your race leader. James Silver is now coming down pit road.
I think he
Or he faked it. 1 to 2.
I think he faked us out there, but
He did.
and Evans came down.
He faked the time in scoring tower. How about that?
That's impressive. If you can fake timing and scoring, you really pulled a good fake.
So your top 5 looking like this: Scott Fritz, Radburn Shutters, James Silvers, Jeremiah Hobbs, and Michael Robinson at 88. Your top 5. 6 for this restart On outside the third row on the restart will be Justin Winters. He was running really strong until the caution came out there. Now he's did a pit stop. Going to have to work his way back up. The battle with Scott Fritz and Radburn Shutters.
You know, I'll be interested to see what lane Scott Fritz decides to take here. He's going to have two cornerstone drivers that have been very fast all night long, starting right there with him. One of them in row 2, one of them beside of him. I got to say, though, if I am Scott Fritz, I'm going to try to pit these two into a battle with each other. I would line up on the inside right in front of James Silvers on this restart to pit these two against each other on the restart, so they have to battle it out and slow each other down, hopefully. Be an interesting choice, an interesting strategy to see what he does here.
See that heavy damage on the rear end of Michael Robinson there.
And he will, in fact, choose the outside, which is a point that I can see. He'll have Jeremiah Hobbs lined up behind him. That allows him to get the jump over Radburn Shutters and James Silvers both. I do still think I would have tried to pit the two teammates against each other, though. But I have a little bit different mindset. I have a dirt mindset instead of an asphalt mindset, so it is what it is.
All right, we're back to green. Good start there from the 0-1 of Scott Fritz. Pulls away, Radburn Shutters to the inside. There is Jeremiah Hobbs on the outside. Hobbs stalls right there. You see Winters, he came down, made a pit stop on this pass caution. Hobbs goes high. That's going to allow Winters to look down low. Right behind him is Tony Iverson. 33. Right ahead of Winters, that is James Silvers. Winters had to get on the brakes there, not getting to Silvers. That allows Jeremiah Hobbs to pull alongside of the 7. This is a good battle going on for 4th and 5th on the track. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Now, Winters to the inside of Silvers. Winters getting that low line to working, but Silvers has the momentum on the outside. You know, here's a unique little thing, BJ. Let's take this 105 laps. We've done it in 46 minutes. We have 49 laps to go here. Or, I lied. 69 laps to go here.
Your show's 46?
I just corrected myself.
No, I mean 46 minutes.
Yes.
I don't know why they're showing different. Mine's showing 43. What's iRacing say?
I don't know.
iRacing says 47. We got 3 different times going on here. All right. But still, though, that is an incredible stat considering the fact that, oh, no, Winters!
Oh!
Oh! Brakes! Use the brakes! Hey, that was reminiscent of last night.
As you look at the 7 coming out, turn number 4, he got underneath that yellow line. That sent him sideways there. And the 22 T-bones him. And let's look at this. There is the 9. Let's see if he was involved.
Ooh, the 17 Jeremiah Hobbs got loose too. Nope, he just woed it down. Good move by Bryce Hunter there. See, that's what a brake pedal looks like, fellas.
Well, first he has to learn the gas pedal. Oh, he's going to be mad at me tomorrow night.
Darn it, Steve. Now you just made him call off again.
As you see James Silvers down pit road making a pit stop. Justin Winters down pit road. Michael Robinson, Bryce Hunter, Jeremiah Hobbs, Darius Boyd, and Tyler Evans all down pit road. Scott Fritz stayed out. Radburn Shutters in second. Robbie Richards in third. Nate Bauer and Tony Iverson. Your top 5.
We sit right now on lap number 110 when Scott Fritz crossed the line here to be lap 111. You know, Fritz and Shutters, they've not pitted since lap 72. Robbie Richards, Nate Maurer, and Tony Iverson have not pitted since lap 98. And you've got James Silvers, lap 109, he just pitted. And Sean Kostritz, lap 101. Everybody else in the field was on lap 109. So different strategies all across the board here tonight. And enough cautions to allow these guys to do this and make these decisions. And not have to worry about, you know, the rush of a green flag pit stop, getting in, getting out, trying to get their spots back, trying to get their laps back. It's allowed for a lot of different strategies tonight. I'm really interested to see which ones work. Right now, the oldest tires on the track are that of Scott Fritz and Radburn Shutter sitting 1 and 2. These two drivers, I do feel, have been the fastest cars all night long.
I agree.
I can't help but wonder how long can they keep up that momentum without pitting.
Well, only time can tell, as the lights should be going out on the pace car this time at the flag stand. Looks like the officials are going to be calling. The next time Bryce Hunter comes down, they're going to ask for his CD player. He's been playing Miley Cyrus. A little too much this race.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is. If that's what he wants to play, that's what he wants to play. If his team gets a little upset with him and asks him for a CD player, that's probably a good thing.
All right, we're fixing to go back to green out of turn number 4. The field is doubled up there, 2 by 2. Pace car make that left-hand turn. The field's in the hands of the 0-1. Scott Fritz. He drops the hammer. We're back to racing. Look at Nate Maurer and Scott Fritz. A good run there. In turn number 4, it looked like the 44 made a little contact with the 0-1 right before the start. That got him checked up on the inside line. James Silver's up to that 3rd position. They're going to look to the inside of Nate Maurer. Down this front straightaway into turn number 1. Giving James Silver's coming on like a rocket now. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. In that 4th position is Robbie Richards in the 12th. Radburn Shutters has fallen back to 5th on that restart.
Yeah, it was definitely a very, very bad start for the 44 of Radburn Shutters. Lucky for him, there's still quite a lot of racing left to go. Right about 60 laps for him to be able to make that back up. But man, that's going to hurt him. Tony Iverson right now sits a lap down once again. Not sure what's going on with that 72. He was doing good. Yes, we know he's got damages. Yes, we know he's missing his front end, but he was just in the top 5 moments ago. And right now sits a lap down once again. Leading the way, though, James Silvers has made his way into the lead. Scott Fritz falls back to 2nd. Nate Maurer in 3rd. Good run going for those guys. Steve, I have a feeling we're about to see out of James Silvers what we've seen time and time again. Waits till late race, gets the lead, and just walks away with it. He's done it over and over this season. I think we're going to see it again here out of that 33 garage.
Well, look at the 9 machine of Bryce Hunter. You know, when I raced the dirt track, my dad used to make me mad. You know, right before we go on the track. And it was the key to my success in my early years of racing, was to go out racing mad. I bet you we have ticked off Bryce Hunter is going to try to prove a point because he's running a 6 right now.
What'd you say about me, Steve? So racing mad worked for you. See, it's the opposite for me. You get me racing mad, that's when I start making mistakes. If I'm not racing mad, you keep me talking. You talk to me throughout the whole race. I will drive just as clean, just as smooth as can be. And that's when I always have my best races, when I'm not thinking about it. Oh, the race is over already?
Well, 122 or 21 laps in the books. We're on lap number 122 James Silver's your race leader. The 72, Tony Iverson, got one of his laps back. As he's coming out turn number 4.
He's actually facing another lap right there. Currently sits 2 laps down.
Right, so he got one back. Still be 2 laps down.
No, he didn't get one back. He's about to go another lap down.
He didn't fall that far behind.
You're the one saying he fell 3 laps down.
You just said he was 2 laps down. Yeah, he's now 2 laps down.
That's what I'm saying. You said he got a lap back.
He did.
Earlier.
Yeah, because you was jabbing your jaws.
That's our job.
He did it while you was jabbing.
Well, jabbing's our job.
James Silver is out front, starting to pull away from the 0-1 of Scott Fritz. There's the 12 of Robbie Richards. And look at Tony Iverson. He's actually pulled away from James Silver. So that's 72 machine, as he's now 2 laps down instead of 3. As they go to turn number 1, coming out of turn number 2. Single file this field is. Over half the field with some sort of damage on their vehicle. But the damage here in these short tracks don't really play a major factor here, as we see here tonight and last night in the Truck Series.
That's right. And, you know, not as many wrecks tonight, not as many cars collected in each wreck. Still surprising to see that much damage on every car. It just goes to show how hard these guys are racing and how hard they're pushing. Some of them got damage off the wall, some of them got damage off of rubbing each other, you know, bumper to bumper racing, door to door racing. They're single file throughout the field, but they're still receiving quite a bit of contact between each other. So even though it might look like it on screen, like they're staying calm and they're not pushing quite as hard, the damage on the cars alone just goes to prove different. Is that right there is just goes to show, you know, these guys are pushing it for everything they've got here throughout this race. And caution flag waves once again. Steve, guess who I think is involved?
And look at his face and his smile on there. Look at that little grin. But he did have a little help. The 17.
Oh, wait a second.
And Jeremiah Hobbs gets into him.
And it was confirmed by Jason Collins just now. When I seen that, I thought, I'm having deja vu. So the first race of the caution, get this, first caution of the race, same 2 cars, same exact scenario, same exact result, same exact spot on the track.
Pit stops has happened. There's your race leader.
Go, Bryce!
Poor Bryce.
So the first race of the caution came out. Looks like lap, I want to say lap 11. Jeremiah Hobbs gets in the left rear quarter of Bryce Hunter, spins Bryce Hunter out. Caution comes out again on lap 129 or 130, don't remember exactly. Jeremiah Hobbs gets into the left rear of Bryce Hunter.
I think Bryce needs to get a new paint job.
I was sitting here thinking the old quote that my mama used to always tell me: those who do not know their history are doomed to repeat it. Somebody wasn't paying attention to history right there in caution number 1 of the race.
There's your race. Well, Bryce Hunter's still the race leader. Yeah, he need to get a new car. He needs new paint. He needs a big Wotel sticker on it. Maybe that'll give him some luck.
I have to agree. I think he should do that. I definitely think he should do that. Wotel and UDTV. And then paint it green.
What does totally change up his car?
I'll tell you what. I'll make him a wrap after the before next week.
We're back to racing. Into turn number 1. It's Price Hunter. But here's Fritz's inside. Oh, we got Robbie Richards going around on the back straightaway.
Oh no. Oh no. It's like he almost gets the 971 that looks like checks up driver behind with nowhere to go. Robbie Richards. Man, oh man, you gotta feel for the guy. His luck has been terrible. Tagged in the back bumper by Michael Robinson. Everybody else manages to squeak by him. And you know who's happy to see that caution, though?
Oh,
he takes it down pit road.
He's gonna call it that. He lit his lap.
Well, he didn't pit last caution, so I think I would at this point.
Hell, I would just stayed out. I'll just stayed out.
I've been going, how far can I go on fuel? Can I just stay? I play block. I play roadblock. And one thing that I've learned as a dirt driver, playing roadblock sucks. Yeah, asphalt, it might be a little bit different. I don't think I've ever bothered trying it on asphalt because, you know, always ran the dirt side, always felt the results of being a roadblock on the dirt side. 100% of the time, being a roadblock gets you facing the wrong direction or with your head in the dirt because somebody got tired of you being a roadblock. My guess would be it would play the same way in asphalt. But I definitely would have had to try if I was in Bryce's shoes right there.
Well, your top 5 looks like this. Got Fritz, Nate Maurer, Ratbird Shutters, Darius Boyd, and James Silvers. Your top 5. Bryce Hunter's back on track. In that 8th position. He'll move up what as Sean Kostritza makes his way down pit road. Lights are still on the pace vehicle.
You know, I mentioned Robbie Richards being involved in a caution towards the end of just about every race for the last 3 or 4 weeks or even longer. I just happened to look down in Discord and I see his name. His name in Discord's been changed to Robert Wrecking Richards. Unfortunate, but fitting.
All right, let's see the lights turn off on the pace vehicle. They do. We'll double them back up. Let them loose out of turn number 4. Well, last night in Truck Series, we ended under caution, BJ. First time of the season.
Yeah, first time of the season across the board with all 3 series. You know, it's not something you see very often on iRacing at all anymore since they've implemented green-white checkers, but it does happen on rare occasions. The lights are out, going green. Scott Fritz in control of the field.
The green flag is back out. Scott Fritz goes into turn number 1. Nate Bauer to the inside of Darius Boyd. Boyd has a run on the outside. The 17 Jeremiah Hobbs had to check up there. Oh, Boyd looks like he got into the wall there. Gosh, it back out on the racetrack. And I want to say this is... there he goes.
Oh.
Robbie Richards bringing out that caution on the back straightaway. As we're under our 8th caution of the night.
Sounds tentatively as though Bryce Hunter is receiving fault for that caution.
Well, out of 8, Bryce was not involved in 1.
The sparks are flying on comms tonight. Nate Maurer, Darius Boyd with good runs here tonight. They sit 11 spots to the good, sitting in 2nd and 3rd here tonight. Scott Fritz still leading the way. Radburn Shutters, he's fallen back to 4th. James Silvers sits in 5th, right where he started the race. Bryce Hunter currently sitting in 6th, still watching, waiting to see if there will be a penalty issued.
Well, when it hit the... he does start falling to the back. We got 30 laps to go right now to the finish of this race.
Fritz, Maurer, Boyd, Shutters, lap 130 pit stops. James Silvers, 131. Hobbs, Robinson, Richards, 142. Iverson, Hunter, 136 on their pit stops. Somebody relatively close on their tire use right now, especially with all the cautions that we currently have had at the stripe right now. We've got 30 laps to go. I'm not sure what our fuel stints can be, but we do know that some of these drivers went 70 plus laps the first time around. Majority of the drivers, actually. And right now we are on lap 15, lap 16 on fuel for the drivers that have been up the longest right now.
As we're back to racing, Scott Fritz gets a good start there. Look at Radburn Shutters to the outside. Radburn Shutters and Nate Maurer battling side by side. Give it to Radburn Shutters for 2nd. Maurer to 3rd. Look at James Silvers in the hip pocket of the 10 of Darius Boyd. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. We complete lap number 147. We got some 3 wide action here mid-pack. This is where the action is. There's Justin Winters there after that one wreck in 9th position. We have the 17 of Jeremiah Hobbs slowing down, coming down pit road.
Issues for that 17 machine. Darius Boyd, he falls all the way back to 5th from that. So the 7 of Justin Winters in that 3 wide situation moments ago made a really smart decision. It might have cost him a few positions, but I feel like it was a smart decision to back off and not risk running the outside of a 3 wide situation. Right now, though, running in the top 2, we got Scott Fritz, Radburn Shutters, the 2 cars that have been the fastest all night long. They're pulling away from the rest of the field. Scott Fritz with the fastest lap of the race with a 19.0 so far. And a Radburn Shutters just 4 100ths off of him. Those 2 drivers nearly a full tenth faster than everybody else with their quickest lap of the race. Nate Maurer, Radburn Shutters, those two drivers the last time by with virtually identical lap times, trying to track down Scott Fritz in the lead. Radburn Shutters, he led it earlier. He wants it that time by virtually identical with Scott Fritz. Those drivers very close. Car going around. Oh, no. I'm starting to think being in the top 3 is not where you want to be.
Here's Nate Maurer in the 971. In turn number 1 there, coming out to, I think it looked like it came down a little bit.
Definitely looks like he ran the cut down line as he was up in the second lane there. You see the lines on the track kind of shows the second lane, runs a bit of a diamond, starts to come down right down into Scott Fritz. Gets that wheel hop. We saw it last night in the trucks. Rubber meets rubber, and they're both spinning at high speeds. One of them is going to give way and go sailing. It's usually the one moving faster. And you know, 2 cars running side by side through the turn. Your turning car on the outside has to be faster to keep up with the car on the inside. So car moving faster was, at that point in time, Nate Maurer, and it just kicked the back of his car, sent him around. Hey, look who's on a recovery run sitting in 3rd.
Robbie Richards in a 12 machine.
Let's go wrecking Richards.
Scott Fritz is playing Someone's Knocking. Somebody's knocking. Should I let them in?
Well,
it's an old song, BJ.
Yeah, I'm well aware. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it alone. There's some comments that I should keep to myself sometimes, especially when you're live on air.
Well, big Radburn Shutters, he's a knocking.
That he is. That he is.
As we're still under caution here in the Nashville 175, you're watching the Bluegrass Xfinity Series live on Ultimate Dirt TV.
I can't wait for Super Speedway again. I want to watch some Daytona racing.
It's going to be fun. 2 weeks' time, I believe.
That would be correct, because next week we go to another road course. I want to say Watkins Glen.
Yep.
Across the board. Yeah, Watkins Glen all the way across the board, and then Daytona all the way across the board. I'm excited for some more Super Speedway racing. Lights are out on the pace car. Scott Fritz chooses the outside once again. See if he can get another good jump. Pace car is off.
We're back to racing now. Turn number 4. Fritz with a good start there. Goes into turn number 1. Look at Radburn Shutters is inside. Shutters pushes up. They make a little contact. Out of turn number 2. Here comes the run on the 0-1. On the outside there, and leading into turn number 3. Fritz and Shutters side by side. More contact out of turn number 4.
Oh, that was nerve-wracking. I was waiting on the top 2 to take each other out and take out the whole field behind them. Seen it before, wouldn't have been surprised to see it again. Those 2 drivers squeezing each other, leaning on each other through the turns. Usually doesn't end well, especially on a track this rough. But they finally file it out. They sort things out. Scott Fritz gets the lead back from Radburn Shutters. These 2 drivers pushing for everything they've got. 15 laps to go when they reach the stripe this time. Robbie Richards made his way back into third place after the issues that he had earlier. James Silvers, he's up into fourth right now, hot on the heels of Robbie Richards.
Radbird Shutters looks to the inside to Scott Fritz in 3 and 4. Coming out turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. Fritz has him at the line. Into turn number 1. They're pretty much single filed out right now. Your top 10. Bryce Hunter's made his way back up to that 7th position. Oh, Nelly. Jeremiah Hobbs and Tony Iverson coming to a stop on the back straightaway.
Hobbs involved in another one. Iverson involved in another one. He's had several of them this race. Looks like Hobbs got a little loose. There was a really fast checkup out of that 17.
You know, I got a good idea, BJ.
Uh-oh.
When we go to Daytona, you should do the broadcast, and I'll race all 3 series. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Okay. If you want. I'm interested in watching that.
It's either go big or go home.
Definitely a little nervous to see you out there on a super speedway. I don't think I've ever seen it before. But I'm definitely interested in watching that.
I mean, hey, bump and runs, they're my expertise.
Bump and runs work a little differently on super speedways, Steve. Super speedways and asphalt, they work a little differently than dirt there, okay?
Just to say, I'm trying to go 10 for 10 on the scorecard, okay?
10 for 10 for what?
10 being the highest, 0 being the lowest.
Oh, boy. Okay. Alright. Get stream set up, give me your stream key, I will press the go live button.
I'll tell you what, I'll come down to the Xfinity series because Bryce will be racing.
Okay.
Or maybe I need a race for Bryce that night.
So Bryce Hunter's on track, but Bryce Hunter's in the booth. Steve is not here, though. Do not try to connect the dots, okay? Scott Fritz shoots the outside once again. It's been working for him so far, so why change it?
Well, I'll tell you why you should. Because all the starts, Radbird Shutter's been giving some right side romance, okay?
I think there's a little bit of left side loving coming there as well. I think it's mutual.
Alrighty. The field's in the hands of the 0-1 of Scott Fritz. Radburn Shutters on his inside. Out turn number 4. Oh, a little rubbing, a little racing, a little right side romance. And we're back to racing here at Nashville with 8 laps to go. Into turn number 1, Scott Fritz, your race leader, the 44 of Shutters. Here comes the 33 Silvers to the outside of Shutters down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The battle with Shutters and Silvers for that second spot. Coming out turn number 4. They're chasing down your race leader, Scott Fritz, in a 0-1. Pair of teammates battling for second there. Shutters right there. Look at the 33. Silvers gets a good run on outside. Silvers clears them going into turn number 3. Caution back on the racetrack.
You know, Scott Fritz did a little bit of what I mentioned earlier. looks like Evans might have come down a little bit there on the 46 of Sean Kostritza to cause that caution there.
Well, 6 laps to go at the line.
But on that last restart there, it looked like Scott Fritz might have took my advice that I had earlier of pitting the teammates against each other on the restart. As last time he lined up in front of James Silvers. Pitted him against Radburn Shutters on the restart. And it seemed to work in his favor. He had a couple car lengths lead that time over Radburn Shutters. Didn't have his pressure behind or on the inside like he had the last time from Radburn Shutters. I think that was a good move from him there. Interested to see if he tries doing it again and restarts on the inside here for this next restart.
Brandon Robertson getting one of his laps back here. We're still under caution with 4 laps to go. Looks like we might get a green, white, checkered. The first of 3 green, white checkers.
Waiting to see if it ticks over here or if the lights go out. If lights go out this time, then we will not get a green-white checkered. If they do not go out, then we will have a green-white checkered. They do not go out. Alright. So it looks like we're going to have a green-white checkered. The green flag should be coming out as they start lap 175, which will end the race on lap 176, officially be in overtime. Holy cow, that thing is checkered.
Everybody has a different pit strategy tonight.
All over the board. Scott Fritz chooses the outside once again, putting the teammates nose to tail on the restart. Robbie Richards lined up right behind him.
Remember, first of 3, the trucks ended under caution last night as they used all 3 green, white checkers. Will the Xfinity Series end a little different tonight? Will they race it out? As the field bunches up on the back straightaway. Will James Silvers pick up the win, or will Scott Fritz, pace car, make that left-hand turn out of turn number 4? Green flag is back in the air. Good start there for the 0-1. The 33 James Silvers look pretty strong. After that one pit stop, but out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, Fritz started to pull away from the 33 of James Silvers. Silvers goes down, deep down, in turn number 3, pulls along the bumper of the 0-1. The white flags are waving, 1 more to go for Scott Fritz.
Next flag will end the race. We will not have a green-white checkered now. So, one hard checkup from Robbie Richards. That's going to open the door for Radburn Shutters, but it closes very quickly. Coming out of turn number 4, battle for the lead. It's going to be Scott Fritz coming home with the race win. James Silvers in second. Robbie Richards with the recovery of the night comes home in third. Radburn Shutters, Darius Boyd rounding out the top 5. What a race to the finish there. James Silvers giving Scott Fritz a run for his money off of turn number 4, but it was too little too late.
As we take a look at your official results on the board, Scott Fritz picking up the win, James Silvers second, Robbie Richards third, Radburn Shutters in 4th, 5th was Darius Boyd, 6th was Michael Robinson, 7th was Dustin Winters, and 8th, Bryce Hunter. BJ.
Is it Bryce Hunter? Oh, I was waiting on you to go to the top 10.
Half.
Nate Maurer. I caught that. Now I'm sitting here. I was thinking to myself, why did he stop? Nate Maurer coming home in 9th. Sean Kostritza 10th. Tyler Evans 11th. Tony Iverson 12th. Jeremiah Hobbs 13th. Brandon Robertson 14th. Doug Neal will round out the field in 15th. Yeah, I was sitting there and I'm like, why's he stopped? It's all top 10. Oh, I see.
Right. Give it up for your race winner, Scott Fritz. Let's see here. All right, coming home in 3rd, Robbie Reckon Richards. Congratulations on a podium finish.
Oh, you too with the Reckon Richards.
Hey, it's in your name. We're just going by what you put your name as.
Jason changed it, and I don't have no control over doing it. I've changed it. It's stuck. It's stuck there.
Well, coming home 3rd tonight. What a tough little racetrack this was for y'all tonight.
Yeah, man, definitely do. Practice, I blew it just about every time, so made it definitely some changes. Changes in the practice to make it set up for the race. So between that and then just last night, he was able to almost in the late in the run kind of drive just like the trucks, and so I was able to do that, and it helped me tremendously on being able to stay up front, other than when I kind of get ran over sometimes. But that's a product short track racing, so
definitely.
Yeah, 3rd place, we'll take it.
The track, the inside, I mean, it's a little rough on the inside there. We see the cars bouncing.
Yeah, I mean, you got the dip and turn 2 coming off, so if you can get the run on someone, you got to be careful not to run up into them, because if you hit that dip the wrong way, it'll shoot you straight up. So you got to be careful. And that's what happened. I mean, I checked up so I wouldn't hit. I believe it was Nate Maurer or maybe Jeremiah. I can't remember who it was. I didn't want to hit him, and the guy behind me wasn't expecting it. It was no big deal. It happens. Luckily, I was able to rebound from it.
Definitely. Go ahead and thank those fine sponsors making it all happen.
All right, you guys here at Bluegrass iRacing, UDTV. I think Butt Kicker, Jason, everybody at Bluegrass. Over the top designs for the awesome truck or the awesome car design. Next week, I think might be. I don't remember where we're at next week. So Watkins Glen Road Course, wonderful. Yeah. So I won't get to talk to y'all next week. Maybe the following week.
Daytona.
Yeah. So y'all have a good one.
All right, that's Robbie Richards coming home in 3rd. Well, let's see here. Coming home in 2nd tonight is James Silvers in the 33 machine. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Well, you had one shot to do it. You gave it all.
Yeah, I gave it everything I had right there. I kept making the stupid mistakes when I was trying to go through the race. I kept pitting at the wrong times and everything, but I mean, it turned out all right because we kept having them cautions, and I kept slowly working my way back up to the front on them restarts.
Definitely. I mean, cautions bred cautions night. I believe we ended up with 9 total cautions. As far as this being a little short track with that many cautions, does that throw your rhythm off?
Well, somewhat, because we're used to running longer runs in this league. As in the past couple of weeks, we've had some good runs, and tonight was a difficult track. The setup was a little bit loose, and sometimes it was tight, and then it kept flip flopping. So I understand why we had some cautions tonight, because it was pretty hard to drive.
Definitely. I mean, and your teammate, he tried everything he could with Scott Fritz on a couple of those restarts.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was telling him, too. I was like, I got the freshest tires in the field. I'm going to restart on the top, but I'm going to give you everything I got right here. So, if I can get around him, I'll try to go after Scott. And I think about a lap too short.
Definitely. Go ahead and thank those fine sponsors making it all possible for you.
I'd like to thank y'all for putting on the broadcast every week. Y'all do a fantastic job. I'd like to shout out Function Junction Smoke Shop, Mountain View Detailing, Aerial Professionals of WNC, Sorrells Marathon Garage, Team Goon Squad, Brent Keith at BK Paints makes some awesome paint schemes. and everybody back at Cornerstone. I think our team's getting, right in rhythm right now, and we just need to keep it up and keep going forward. And shout out to my parents and shout out Shelby. I didn't forget about you.
All right, that's James Silvers coming home in second place tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Have a good one.
You're welcome. Have a good night. Well, BJ, you caught up with our race winner.
That's right. Caught up with the driver of the 01 machine, Scott Fritz. And Scott, you finally brought it home in victory lane here in the Xfinity Series. It's been a bit of an up and down season for you. You finally got that win.
It feels good. It's about time. A lot of seconds and been really consistent. And we'd still have the point lead if wouldn't have had to miss 2 races for some stuff. But other than that, it was a good race. Radburn was a little better than me there at the beginning, but kept working on it, kept getting a little faster, and James was really hounding me there at the end, but he had like 30 lap pressure tires, but we were able to hold him off. So all in all, it was a good night.
Yeah, you had quite a few cautions tonight. Was that something playing into benefit you, or did you feel like it was hurting you, or were you just kind of indifferent to it, just another night out at the track?
There most of the race, it was kind of hurting me a little bit. I wish it just stayed green. We'd click off laps and stuff, but definitely there right at the very end, it was definitely helping me a lot, because I could get away on the restart, and then he'd have to run me down before he could race me. So it was definitely helped me there at the end, simply just because he had a lot fresher tires. But most of the race, I just wish we could have cleaned it up a little bit and clicked off some laps and got this over a little bit sooner. But other than that, it was a good night.
Well, go ahead and thank those sponsors. Shout out to everybody who helped make it possible for you.
Yeah, obviously I think NLRA and T-Berry Motorsports, CFM, Jewel State Speed Shop, Wrath ATV, UTV, 605 Racing and Tire Solutions, Butt Kicker, Bluegrass iRacing Series, and then obviously Jason for everything he does, and obviously you guys in the booth as always.
All right, congratulations again on your win. That is Scott Fritz. Steve?
All right, tomorrow night is the Cup Series here with the Bluegrass iRacing Series. We want to thank the sponsors of Versa Jim's Coffee, Kinder Performance, Butt Kicker, Nitro Racing, and Dundee Designs. All sponsors of the Bluegrass iRacing Series. Until tomorrow night at the same time at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, BJ and I are going to sign off, say good night, God bless, safe out there.